For the best experience, please use headphones or listen in a quiet environment. The secret to freedom: breaking free from time, stress, and worry. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What is holding you back from living your best life? Is it fear? Is it regret? Is it that little voice in your head that keeps saying, "I'll do it tomorrow"? Think about it for a moment. What if I told you that the very concept of tomorrow and even yesterday might be the root cause of your struggles? Would you be willing to listen? Because today, we're diving deep into something that can change your life forever. Today, we're talking about the ending of time. Now, before you think this is some cosmic or sci-fi talk, let me ground this for you. When I say time, I'm not talking about the clock on your wall. I'm talking about psychological time, the time that's created by thought. It's the past we keep reliving in our minds and the future we keep worrying about. And guess what? That kind of time is what keeps you trapped in a cycle of conflict and suffering. But here's the good news. You have the power to end it. Yes, you, right here, right now. Let's start with a simple question. How often do you find yourself thinking, if only things had been different? Or, what if I fail at what's coming next? Be honest, these thoughts are familiar, aren't they? But let me tell you something powerful. The past is a lesson, not a prison. The future is a possibility, not a guarantee. And yet we're stuck. Why? Because our minds are constantly dragging us back to what's already happened or forward to what hasn't even arrived. As the great philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti once said, "To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet." Think about that. If you're constantly replaying the past or rehearsing the future, how can you ever hear the wisdom of the present moment? Why psychological time is the enemy? Psychological time is like carrying around a backpack filled with rocks. Every regret, every worry, every what if is another rock. And yet so many of us walk through life thinking, this is just how it is. But let me ask you this. If you're carrying that backpack and someone offers to help you take it off, wouldn't you jump at the chance? Well, my friends, today I'm offering you that chance. Psychological time perpetuates conflict because it creates a gap between what is and what you think should be. This gap is the breeding ground for frustration, anxiety, and self-doubt. So how do we close that gap? By living fully in the present moment. The power of the present moment. Here's the truth. The present moment is all we ever have. This moment, right now, is the only place where life happens. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now. Eckhart Tolle, in his groundbreaking book The Power of Now, said, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." But how do you do that? How do you step into the present when your mind keeps pulling you away? Here are a few action steps to get you started. 1. Pause and breathe. Right now, take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Exhale slowly. That's it. You're in the present moment. Practice this whenever you feel overwhelmed. 2. Practice gratitude. When you focus on what you're thankful for in this moment, you're anchoring yourself in the now. Ask yourself, what's one thing I'm grateful for right now? Keep a gratitude journal and write 3 things you're thankful for every day. 3. Engage your senses. Look around. What do you see, hear, smell, or feel? When you engage your senses, you ground yourself in the present. For example, take a walk and consciously notice the details around you, the colors, the sounds, the textures. 4. Ask yourself powerful questions. Instead of, why did this happen to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can I grow from this? These questions shift your focus from the past or future to what you can do right now. Write these questions down and revisit them when you feel stuck. 5. Set daily intentions. Every morning, take a moment to decide how you want to show up that day. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make the biggest difference in my life? Write it down and commit to it. Reflect on it at the end of the day to measure your progress. 6. Focus on small wins. At the end of each day, reflect on one positive thing that happened. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Create a win jar and jot down these moments to revisit when you need encouragement. As Oprah Winfrey once said, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. Every day is a step on that adventure if you choose to take it, but it requires presence and action in the now. Breaking free from the past. Let's talk about the past for a moment. Many of us carry wounds from the past as if they define us. But here's a liberating thought. You are not your past. You are the choices you make today. Nelson Mandela once said, "I never lose. I either win or learn." That's a man who spent 27 years in prison and came out not with bitterness, but with purpose. What's holding you back? Is it a failure, a heartbreak, or a betrayal? Whatever it is, it doesn't have to define you. Here's an action step. Write down one thing from your past that's been weighing you down. Then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Turn your scars into wisdom. Let me share another quote with you, this time from Rumi. Don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. You see, every time you dwell on the past, you're letting someone else's story dictate your own. But your life is a blank page, ready for you to write the next chapter. So why not make it a story worth telling? Here's another action step. Practice forgiveness. Whether it's forgiving yourself or someone else, letting go of resentment frees you to move forward. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can forgive today? Write a letter to that person. You don't even have to send it. Just writing it down can be incredibly freeing. As Maya Angelou wisely said, you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Forgiveness is a creative act. It creates space for new beginnings. Letting go of future worries. Now, let's address the future. It's so easy to get caught up in what-ifs. But let me tell you something. Worrying about the future is like trying to solve a math problem that hasn't even been written yet. Mark Twain said it best, "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." Here's your action step. Whenever you catch yourself worrying about the future, ask yourself, what can I do right now to prepare for what's ahead? Focus on action, not anxiety. Create a simple action plan for the future. Break it into small, manageable steps. Another great quote comes to mind, this one from Lao Tzu. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Take a moment to reflect on that. Which one are you right now, and what's stopping you from choosing peace? As Steve Jobs famously said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. The future will always remain uncertain, but your ability to live authentically in the present is what shapes your destiny. Living fully in the now. Let's bring this home with a challenge. What would your life look like if you committed to living fully in the present moment? Imagine waking up each day without the weight of regret or the fear of tomorrow. Imagine being fully engaged with the people you love and the work you do. Imagine the freedom. As the poet Rumi said, be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Let go of what's behind you. Stop reaching for what's ahead. Just be here. Be now. Here's another action step. Schedule a mindfulness hour every week. During this time, turn off all distractions and focus solely on being present. Meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence and observe your thoughts. As former President John F. Kennedy once said, we must use time as a tool, not as a couch. Living in the now is about using every moment to its fullest potential. Take action today. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one of the action steps we discussed today and commit to doing it. Maybe it's practicing gratitude. Maybe it's letting go of a past regret. Maybe it's asking a powerful question. Whatever it is, do it today. Don't wait. Because the truth is, the only time you can take action is now. And if this message resonated with you, if you found even one nugget of wisdom that you can use, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss another life-changing message. And don't forget to like this video. Why? Because when you engage with this content, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping us spread this message to more people who need it. Finally, I want to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you'd like us to cover? Something that can make this world a better place? Let me know in the comments. Your input matters. Together, we can create something truly transformative. Thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for being part of this journey. Remember, the time to live fully is now. The time to be free is now. The time to start is now. Let's make it happen.